I am super excited about this edition of Bass Talk Thursday with Keira Kenworthy. We should be going live now. I'm going to give us a little bit of time to get some people going in the room, get some people joining. I wanted to talk a little bit about the fires that are going on in Santa Cruz because I've had a lot of messages being sent to me. You guys, this is a very dire situation. There are fires all around us. There are over 250,000 acres burning. It is 100% not controlled. They cannot get to the fires. The planes can't get to the fires because the smoke's too heavy. One helicopter crashed. The pilot died yesterday trying to fight this. This is a fight. So if they're telling you to leave, please evacuate. This is not a joke. I've had people losing their houses, and you guys got to go. Okay, I want everybody to know I'm okay. The fire has not hit the city of Santa Cruz. It's just in the mountains. But this is a serious situation, you guys. So please do not take this lightly. You guys, we got to get together. We need to stick together. This is about love right now, and nothing else matters. So without further ado, we are going to start this issue of Bass Talk Thursday, and I have the most beautiful guest for you guys. Straight out of the UK, we have Keira Kenworthy. What's up, girl?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I'm good, thank you.
Good. How's it going over there? What time are we looking at in the UK, girl?
8:15.
Oh.
At night.
Oh, wow. We're huge time difference. So it is noon over here. So we're completely opposite sides.
Yeah, I put different time zones in just so people can catch the interview.
Yeah, no, we're so stoked to have you today. I've been following you for a long time. I know that you're bassist for Joan of Arc and a lot of amazing bands out of the UK. I know that you play with your father, and he's been a huge influence in your life. We are so excited to talk to you today. We're so excited to learn about you and your history and how you were, directed to this path, and what led you to play the bass. So you can start wherever you'd like, maybe from the beginning.
Oh, long story then. Well, I think probably I started picking up the bass when I was about 14 to 15 years old. I mean, I did have a bass way before then. I had, actually, I should have it some, I do have a Daisy Rock bass that I got at the age of 12. I think my dad's intention was for me to kind of learn how to play an instrument. And if I remember, we didn't just, with my dad being a drummer, what we had bass guitars as well. So we had rhythm instruments. And I can't remember what particular basses that we had, but all I remember at the age of 12, I got, during Christmas time, I got this really cute Daisy Rock Black Heart bass, and it looked really awesome. But at that time, I didn't have the interest to play an instrument then. But all of a sudden, it sort of clicked when I was in my mid-teens, about 15 years old, where I thought I really want to play bass, and that's how it really kind of started. I really got committed to playing it, and we're going now probably 10 years. 10 years now that I've been playing, and it's still going strong, and I'm now pursuing a career as a bass player.
That is so awesome. So I'm sure your father was super excited once you finally decided that you were going to play that bass.
Well, he's definitely helped a lot. I mean, he's really helped me. He's motivated me to really keep going with it.
Yeah.
Because he definitely saw that there was talent there. It's just a matter of having the discipline. So I think when I was playing bass, I mean, it's just making sure that I wouldn't procrastinate or go off on one when I was any time.
Sure.
Where he was just really saying, okay, you've got to practice, you've got to do this, and you've got to do that. And I thank him for he introduced me to not just, the typical bass players that people associate with it, but like a lot of guys such as like Jaco Pastorius, James Jameson,
Yeah.
basically being more diverse with the bass guitar.
Oh, very
You know,
cool.
not just sticking with rock music, learning all kinds of things and different techniques. And to this day, I mean, I'm learning all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, you never stop. You never stop learning, huh? So what kind of music did your dad and your mom listen to while you were growing up?
Well, predominantly it's always been rock music, but we have like a massive CD collection in the house. I mean, we've got all sorts of genres, from pop, country, folk, funk, soul, blues, all kinds. What's great is, since we have such loads of CDs, if I was interested in learning a different style, or if I wanted to do a certain song, it's right there. Plus, we have a massive vinyl collection as well.
Oh, nice.
I don't know any. I mean, I'm sure there's loads of people who have massive vinyl collections, but we still have a really huge vinyl collection, and we have a record player, so we're able to play vinyl. I mean, I know people who used to collect it and they got rid of the record player.
Yeah. Well, now it's coming back, I feel like. So everybody's, everybody's buying record players again, the ones that have like gotten rid of their records, because it's just a thing. Like everything comes back around, I feel like, and records is just one of those things that have made like another, boom. Like, here we are again. Everybody's buying records, everybody's buying record players, and at least here in the United States, and I assume possibly in the UK as well.
Yeah, all the bands I've worked with have always done a vinyl pressing of their album, because I don't know whether it's, I mean, partially I think it's a nostalgia thing, but maybe people who still are dedicated to collecting records may think, oh, I want to get that on vinyl. So I don't know really when it really went back in fashion, but if you have it on vinyl, because we've always had people at the merch stand saying, oh, do you have it in vinyl? And so we're going like, maybe.
We're like, well, we have it on this USB stick that you can put into your computer if you'd like. Yeah, it's funny. I think it's a nostalgic thing, and I definitely think it's something that people just collect, and it makes people feel good to be able to hold something in their hands, especially something like as nostalgic as the vinyl. So that's really cool. Could you tell us a little bit about your bands that you play in?
Yeah, absolutely. So the band I'm currently in is a band called Joan of Arc, and they've been going for quite some time. I'm not one of the original members of the band. I mean, they've been going on for quite some time. The original members being Shelley Walker, who's the lead guitarist, and her wife Laura, she plays rhythm guitar, and she's also the lead singer now. I joined Joan of Arc just last year, and because I originally started off as a depth bass player, so that's basically a stand-in bass player. So if the normal person who does it can't do it, if they're sick or whatever, I take their place to do the gig, and that's how I ended up playing with them. And as time went on, I really enjoyed playing with them, and I think it was last year where they asked me to become a permanent member.
Awesome.
But also at the time, I was also in a band called Cyteria, which featured the lead guitarist of Girls' School, Jackie Chambers. Girls' School did stuff with Motorhead, and they were probably my longest. They were probably the band I've been in the longest, because I was there from the very beginning till the end. My priorities changed, and I was doing quite a lot of stuff involving session work and everything, and I decided that I would part ways with Cyteria, and then I became a permanent member for Joan of Arc. But I also have another project with my dad called Straight Shooter.
Oh, wow, super cool.
Yeah, because I love playing with my dad, because as a drummer, he grooves as well, and he's not a kind of drummer who tries to be very quick with his play. playing, and he's not flash. He just really knows how to make a straightforward rhythm but make it groove, because his influences were like Ian Pace, John Bonham, the guys who tried to put swing in their playing.
Okay.
And that's what really influenced him. So we, I mean, the Straight Shooter band, I mean, I don't do as many gigs with them, but anytime if I have the opportunity to, I love playing with them, because it's where I'm doing the stuff I really like, which is blues, rock, and stuff. We started off kind of like as a southern rock band. We were doing covers of Lynyrd Skynyrd, Blackstone Cherry, Blackberry Smoke, and now we're starting to do our own original stuff.
Oh, fun. So who writes most of the music in the band, or do you guys just all kind of...
We write the whole thing together as a whole band. We usually jam out something. Someone may come up with an idea for a structure or a chord progression, and then we just, as a band, start writing
the structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so cool. I bet it's amazing to be in a band with your dad. That's so cool, dude. And
with Joan of Arc, we're starting to do the same thing as well, because we're in the middle of aside from me, the other lass that's the newest member is Ellie Damon, who's the drummer.
Okay.
And what we're doing now is we're in the middle of doing an album with the new lineup. So this will be Joan of Arc's third album, and we're in the middle of writing songs. So I've been writing a couple of songs for the band, and we're just throwing ideas around and meeting up for rehearsals, so we can start getting some songs and then go into the studio and then start
recording it. Wow, your third album. That's amazing. You're so young and you've already put out so much work. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, I'm really proud of you. Can you tell me a little bit about your arsenal behind you? I see you have a couple of basses there, and I know one of the things that got me following you is that we're Ricken sisters. You have a similar Rickenbacker to mine, a 19-something or another, early 1980 edition. But could you tell us what's so special about yours?
Well, for starters, the color.
Beautiful.
Special because it's a snow glow color. It wasn't originally white. It was originally black when I got it, and it was in an absolute state. I bought it back in 2016 from a guy who was in a jam tribute band. And when I saw the pictures of it, I mean, with the uniqueness of the Rickenbacker was great, but the condition of it was pretty poor when I got it. But I did get it for a bargain. But what I did is I went to a guy called Robbie Bryant from Ricken Sounds. He customizes Rickenbacker guitars, and he did a really good job on getting it painted. And just
it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
I don't know how, it must have taken probably about a full year to get it done. But the final result is absolutely amazing. Wow. I mean, I know I don't play with it as much live as I used to, but it's got a really nice growly sound, but it's also, for a Rickenbacker, it's got a really good bottom end sound too, so it's got a bit of uniqueness in the way of the sound. But I absolutely love it. And when people see it, they're like, wow.
I'm sure they're probably blown away by that. What do you have a bass that you prefer to play live?
Well, I pick one that's going to be an all-round good bass. So I tend to use jazz basses quite a lot. So this one I've got here, my Fender American Deluxe 5-string. This is the one I'm mainly using with Joan of Arc.
Beautiful.
And this is also the one I do where I do technical pieces. So last video I put up on YouTube, I used it as well. But you've got various tone control as well as the active setting on it, and it's also a 5-string, so I don't need to worry about drop D or anything, and I feel very comfortable playing it. The other one I use, which is this one, I've used this quite a lot, which is my precision bass.
Okay.
My Fullerton. And when I got this, it all had gold-plated hardware. All of it was complete. All of the strings, the bridge, everything was gold-plated. But unfortunately, it doesn't have the gold strings anymore. I've got a pair of GHS bass boomers on it now.
Okay.
But you can see it's got gold-plated tuning pegs.
Yeah.
And the bridge is also gold-plated as well, and it's Olympic white. I've always had white basses.
No, I was about to say, do you prefer white, Keira?
Well, I wear a lot of black. I always wear a lot of black, so if I had a black bass, then it's not going to be very noticeable. So,
yeah.
Well, okay, the bass has to stand out quite a bit if I'm wearing a load of black. But I think white as a color, I mean, it's I don't remember the term pristine. It's just, it looks really, just the color of it, it just shows it's there. It's just a really bold color.
Yes.
Because I think if you go for something darker like black or red, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some lovely guitars that are red or black, but they're not as noticeable, because especially if, like I say, because black is quite a common color everybody wears, it doesn't really stand out.
Yeah.
So,
very cool. And what do you have an amp that you prefer to play out of? A brand or?
Absolutely, yes. I've got a Mark bass, little Mark II 500.
Oh wow! I've heard amazing things about
everything's just right in front of me, actually, so I can just pull it out here. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Don't worry.
There we go.
Beautiful.
What's great about this is what I'm doing now. It's just absolutely light and convenient, and I can just throw it on my back. But what's great about this smart bass amp, I've had this for such a long time now, probably 7 years I've had this amp for. And it's got such a nice warm sound, and also it's, because it's a valve amp as well, it's just got that nice warmth to it. I mean, my favorite kind of tone is I like getting mid tones, like mid-range, mid-scoop tones. So it's really nice for when you're doing like very bottom end sounds, and what I like to call the Jacko sound, or like the Andy Fraser kind of sounds. It's really good for that.
Awesome.
But the main thing is it's really just the convenience of it, the fact that I've got a really good amp and it's just very light to carry. Because the other amp I really do like is Ampeg, but it weighs an absolute ton.
Yeah, yeah.
I realised that because I do have another amp as well. I do have a PV Mark V in my garage, but I rarely use it because it's just so heavy. And with the situation with getting gear in cars, and depending on how many cars you have, and lifting the bloody thing after the gig, it's just, and down the stairs if you have to go downstairs or upstairs.
Yeah, man, we're getting a lot of great comments about you. Adar Avisar, is that how you say his name? He says you're one of the best musicians in the world.
Oh yes, Adar. I've done some work with him. I'm doing a project with him. He's based in Israel, and I've played on a couple of tracks that he sent us. He's mentioned me in very high regard, because I've done a lot of kind of what I call like kind of blues, all rock, all kinds of styles of music for him. And I'm not surprised he's actually commented on this. I give him I said hi.
Yeah, hi, that's very awesome. He says, yeah, that you recorded with their project a whole symphonic piece with a symphony orchestra and superstars like Tal Bergman. And you're just a fire musician, and you're amazing. So nothing but great things people have to say about you here. And I'm not surprised either, because what caught my attention was your social media presence. Obviously, you're like a whole package, and I like that about you. You definitely represent yourself very classily, and you have very nice content that you put out, and you're constantly putting out content, whether it be on your YouTube page or your Facebook page or your Twitter or your Instagram. You definitely have all the social media outlets down. Do you have any advice for aspiring musicians that are seeking a better social media presence or things like this?
Well, for me, with trying to sort out a social media presence, I prefer doing it organically. I've always kind of looked and questioned when I see other people's social media accounts, like, okay, how is this person? Okay, someone we've never really heard in like the extreme public eye, like news or anything, have like millions and millions of followers or like thousands. And also when I noticed I was starting to get more followers, I always got messages about, oh, get followers for about 100 quid, or
Yeah.
like if you spend this monthly you'll get organic growth. I don't buy into that. I even though I kind of compare my following to others, I'm glad that mine has managed to boost organically. But in order to do that, it depends on how relevant the content you're putting in. I mean, I noticed from being in bands, flyers never work, posters never work.
Yeah.
They want personal photos, like you smiling with a selfie with a bass, or you do a like a really good video. And I just recently I did a video of a piece that I did because I go on Scott's bass lessons to obviously learn stuff myself, and I'm on a thing called Player's Path.
Okay.
And it's like a grading system. And I did a piece and I really liked it. And I thought, okay, I want to share a video of me playing it. And it's like a kind of Indian piece called Kata, it's called. And it absolutely went crazy. I mean, a lot of people viewed it and people were absolutely amazed by it. And that's the kind of stuff that really gets you noticed. So probably, yeah, it's nice to have like like having photos of you looking nice, or action shot or whatever. But if you show what you can do as a musician, that definitely helps as well.
Yes, so that's definitely, it speaks for you. Your playing speaks for you, and that's what gets people's attention.
Yes,
yeah, and the pictures, yeah, for sure are nice. But yeah, everybody definitely wants to see like the hard hitters, and you're definitely a hard hitter on the bass, and you have like really great technical skill and theory down, obviously. Can you tell us a little bit about your practice schedule? Or how you keep yourself motivated every day?
On average, I could do between 3 to 6 hours a day.
Oh, wow. Did you hear that, everybody?
Really? Not too much.
3 to 6 hours a day, okay? That's what we need to do. That's amazing. That is so amazing.
And even though I have a part-time job included, and, I also teach as well now and then during the week. And I add that into my practice time as well, because I've just recently started teaching. So to me, that's a form of practice as well, trying to teach bass guitar to people.
Yeah, how's that been?
Practicing myself.
Yeah, how has that been trying to teach it?
When I firstly started out, you can't really plan out a lesson until you really figure out what this person wants to get out of it. Where are they with the bass guitar? What do they exactly want to learn? And also how long have they been? You basically build a relationship with the student and find out a little bit about them, what styles they like. Because if I was to plan, okay, I'm going to do this, that with them, it could all of a sudden change. So like, oh, right, okay, I have to think of something else. So usually the first lesson I do is try to get a little bit more info about the person. Like, is there anything specifically that they would like to learn? Like, oh, I want to do funk, or I want to learn how to play slap bass, that or improvisation. So those are the things I kind of get first. And then I can start planning out, okay, this is what we're going to do for the next lesson.
So what has been your biggest obstacle through trying to learn how to teach what, something that you do so well, and something that just, is so natural?
patience is probably one of the main things, because obviously you're not going to expect someone to get it straight off the bat in one lesson. And even if they've taken like a full week to practice it, you could find out that, oh, they still need a little bit of work. You just need to be very patient with them. I mean, I remember my brother's his bedroom's just next to me, and he was listening in on one of my teaching sessions. He says, she has a patience of a saint. I couldn't do that because that's it. So patience is definitely key. And I think it's just, okay, what is the order of doing things? Like, do we start with the scales, or should we go straight into a technique, or should we go straight into a style? Well, obviously the main thing is to make it interesting. You've got to give them a song to learn, or something they would like to learn. Because I don't want to just give them like loads and loads of scales, arpeggios to learn, because that will probably bore the hell out of them. But obviously that is very important, but they need something that is going to help them with all these kind of things. So usually when you learn a song, you are learning all these techniques and scales.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's an awesome way to go about it. I think it's really cool. And then you just kind of tailor your lesson plans to the student, which is very personalized. Do you find that you're getting older musicians that want bass lessons, or is it more younger, or just depends?
It all depends. I mean, I've got a student who's 14 years old, and I've got I mean, most of the students I have are much older than me. But I said I teach people of all ages, so it really doesn't matter what age they want to start, or I'm more than happy to teach anyone of any age.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
The other thing is, I do have an organized syllabus that I do. I use the Rock School syllabus, because I mean, it's also a graded system here in the UK, because I did Rock School when I was in high school.
Okay, so for us that aren't familiar with Rock School in the UK, could you explain to us exactly what that is?
Okay, so I can give you an example. So this is one of the books I've got. This is the Grade A Rock School book. So the way it works is you either have the full exam or the performance exam. And people pick their own pieces to learn, some of which are popular songs. So, for example, grade 8, you've got like Paul Simon, You Can Call Me Al, or Ashes Ashes by David Bowie, or you've got original pieces by the syllabus as well, which are in various styles. And you get graded on how accurate you perform them. And then also, as the grades progress, you then start to have more freedom to improvise. So they're looking at also what your input is in the pieces. So there's a bit with the bass solo, you have to make it up as you go along.
So you studied that in high school, you said?
Yeah, a while back I did. These are like the newest editions. I did Rock School with quite a few years back now, but I don't know whether I did grade 3 or grade 4 to begin with. I mean, it's a very long time.
Wow, but, I didn't know about that. I'll have to look more into that. So anybody that's interested in Rock School or that,
if they want to learn a piece, regardless of taking the exam, they've got a transcription there, then they've got a backing track that they can have a go at, and at least there's pieces there for me to just quickly grab if I want them to learn something of a particular level.
Yeah, wow, that's really cool.
But I also do transcriptions for songs that they want to learn as well. It's not hard for me to really do a transcription of a song, and say if they wanted to do I did a transcription of White Room by Cream, did that, and I sent it over to them.
Wow, so you have a really good ear then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Some people
basically what I do, I play it on the bass, and then I just transcribe it on there.
Yeah, wow. So if somebody was interested in taking bass lessons with you, how could they do that?
Okay, so I probably put a post recently on my page, but all they need to do is just get in touch with me via email or Facebook or even Instagram, and just get in touch with me, and we can sort it through there. I do take students internationally, although probably one of the issues would be probably language barriers, so I will be doing lessons in English. I mean, I can speak a little bit of German, but it's not enough to teach the whole lesson in German. So, but if anyone around the world wants to get lessons from me, they're more than welcome to. Any age, any skill, and they just email me by. I'll probably just find the email on my page.
Yeah, I'll provide a link in the comments too.
Yeah, just provide links, and you can get in touch with me.
Cool. So another kind of cliche question I was going to ask you was, being a woman in the music industry, like I know personally it's affected the way that like I present myself in social media and just my presence and everything. Like I really had to like stop and collect my thoughts, because like for a year I had a group that was like dedicated just to me, and making fun of me and like resharing my posts to like just like hate on me and be really mean about it. And I didn't even know it was going on. Like literally it happened for a whole year. And the worst part was like I was a member of this group and I didn't even know, you know. And then when I seen the post, like I freaked out about it because I was like, dude, this is so hateful for people to do this to me. And then for minutes it hurt my feelings. And then I was like, you know what, you know, any kind of media is good media, and these people are following me anyway. So like, great, work for me for free if that's what you want to do. But it definitely has made me rethink a lot of things. Has that affected you in any way, being a female in the music industry?
Well, I'm not going to deny that I've had some of the odd misogynistic comments before in the past. I mean, one in particular when I was uploading videos on YouTube. And some guy just thought it was good to do a comment about me, just give the bass back to your brother, or he sent me a link of him doing a very, very technical piece and like not for little girls, and I just ignored them. And I don't know what, I mean, everyone has a different way of dealing with them, but I just don't take it for heart, to be honest. I just completely ignore them, and usually there's people coming out to my defense. And when I last looked back, there was people saying, I'd hire her any day than you, mate, because she can groove. And
oh, I love that.
And yeah, I just let them deal with it, because look, if I fight fire with fire, that I don't even think I'm going to get the result I want. So yeah, I'm more than happy for them to say crap about me. But just ignore it, you know.
Yeah. And that's
what
I've learned.
People that are gonna put you down, no doubt. But they are probably just doing it to get reaction. Well, they're doing it to get a reaction because they think, oh, if I say this, she'll probably say that, and I can get her to go all bitchy, and that's the whole thing. So I just.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. I did just kind of, yeah, I have learned also to ignore it, because I used to be one of those people that was like typing back like, oh, you know, but you know, I've done this and this and this and this, and I was like, you know what, sometimes like I just won't even go back and read the comments because it's not even beneficial for me. And it's like, I'm getting my content out, I'm doing what I need to do to fulfill.
Upset you more, because the more you deep into it, the more it's going to actually affect you personally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but then the more you dwell onto it, you're not going to rise above it, and you're not going to move forward. So but like freedom of speech.
yeah, no, everybody's entitled to their opinions, and that's what I always say. I'm like, well, you're entitled to your opinion.
I am more than welcome to constructive criticism. I like constructive criticism, because if someone says, I like your video, but could you do so and so, and I'm fine with that. I'm glad if someone picks up something that may not necessarily be right with my playing. I'm all good with that. But if they're going to say, oh, your bass playing's crap, well, why is it crap then?
Yeah,
I've got a
yeah.
reason why.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's just crazy. Sometimes I just think people need to keep their opinions to themselves. But obviously, when we put ourselves out there in the entertainment industry, you will get backlash and you will get haters. And I think it's just important for everybody to understand that these people are just haters. They do just want your attention, and just ignore them. And it's all going to be okay. And just believe in yourself and love in yourself. Love your craft. Love what you do. And it's going to show through your music. And don't allow anybody to take that shine away from you. Basically, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm glad that we got that out of the way. That was one thing that I definitely wanted to talk to you about.
Are there any comments from people? I said to them that if they've got any questions,
yes, please. If anybody has any questions for Keira, please put them out there. I mean, every comment on here is just like wonderful comments about what an amazing musician you are, what an amazing musician your father is. What is Call of the Wild? That sounds to be something that...
Call of the Wild. Yes, that's a festival that is based in Lincolnshire.
Okay.
And what we're Joan of Arc are performing that next year. If all goes to plan, without any interference with this current pandemic, we're going to be playing Call of the Wild. Joan of Arc are playing Call of the Wild Festival on the Cloven Hoof stage, and it's a really good festival. I did it last year with Cyteria, and it's a recent festival organized by a guy called Raz White.
Okay.
And it's just three full days of really good rock bands, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again. I'm just hoping with what's been going on with COVID-19 and that we'll start be doing gigs again.
Yeah, definitely. Hi, Raul, Bass Musician Magazine in the house. What's up? Okay, so we have a question from Catherine. How has lockdown changed your playing style, if at all, Keira? That's a great question.
I think it's improved it quite a lot, because what I've managed to do with lockdown is kind of go back to where I can improve with my bass playing. When I had a lot of gigs, I just focused on what I needed to play on, during the shows. I didn't focus on my technique or any of the technical aspects of my playing, unless I was out finished with gigging, and then probably I would either have a period of procrastination or just maybe do a little bit of scale work. But during the lockdown, I've actually really focused on different things, like going back to the basics, like scales and arpeggios, and also how to improvise over them. But also what I've also, if I had to pick one of my weaknesses, it'd be tone control. And I'm going to be honest with that. Tone control's probably the hardest, because I never know what is really like, what's the right or wrong way of doing tone. But like I said, I love doing mid scoop, but I always seem to be stuck there. It's always my comfort zone. But it's, and what I'm trying to do is just really start controlling my tone, how to get like a good slap tone, how to get a really good bottom end tone, more toppy tone. Not to sound like how do you get a tone to make you sound more like Flea or sound like Geddy Lee, because you're never going to get exactly like their sound, but that's one thing I've been trying to work on.
Awesome.
And just in general, just continue playing. I've never taken a break from bass playing. I mean, during the lockdown, I thought, right, it just gives me more time to practice.
Yeah, and I've heard that a lot from a lot of musicians that I've been interviewing. It's like, well, we have a lot more time to record material, and we have a lot more time to just focus on writing, another album. So that's awesome. Let's see, we have another question. Who would you most likely, if you had a fantasy choice, who would you play bass for?
Oh. Dead or alive?
Okay.
No, like, do they have to be dead or do they have to be alive?
I think either dead or alive. Yeah, that's either way.
I I would love to play bass guitar for either Alice Cooper, Prince. If Prince was alive, I would love to play for Prince. This probably, even if he was still alive, that this would be really, really ambitious. It'd be Frank Zappa.
Oh my God, you are a queen. I knew I loved you for a reason. Those are great, great, great choices. That's so cool. Frank Zappa.
So Frank Zappa always had like really good musicians, but he was an absolute perfectionist. And to try and, I mean, to be a drummer for Frank Zappa, I mean, he came up with one of the hardest pieces called The Black Page. I remember my dad showing me that video, and it's just like, oh my God, this is so complex. How the hell can they do this?
Yeah,
it's really cool to. It'd be really cool to, if I had the chance. Well, if he was still alive, to perform with him. Another one would probably be Government Mule as well, because they're just a really good jam band. Because they've had all sorts of musicians play with them, and I like Alan. I liked Alan Woody's bass playing as well. Really good playing. One of my favorite songs, if anyone knows of Government Mule, Thorazine Shuffle is a really good song.
Okay.
Or Revolution Come, Revolution Go from one of their latest albums.
Nice. I'll have to go look that up because I'm not super familiar with Government Mule, but
no one really is. It features Warren Haynes. He used to play with the Allman Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yes. They're basically like they're a band for musicians. When I go to see them, I try to pick up techniques and how they execute the songs and just how they groove. It's just really amazing.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I'll definitely look them up after we get off of here. I love that you picked Frank Zappa because a lot of people aren't even familiar with him, and his music is just so wild and so out of the box.
So many categories as music, so it'd be really fun to play because there's so many things.
Yeah, I love that question. Okay, what is your favorite style to play or the most fun to play?
Oh, that's a trick question. Probably funk and soul. I love playing funk and soul bass lines. Probably what I fell in love with doing is the Motown bass lines, because the tone of them are just very smooth, velvety, but also very melodic for a song that's supposed to be quite easy to hear, like
Sure.
an easy listening song. I've always really liked James Jamerson as a player, but with funk, I mean, it's just more fun because it's partially percussive as well as being melodic. But again, it's the feel of it that I absolutely adore.
So do you love the slap technique of the funk? Is that like a part of like why you love it so much?
Well, it's not really just the slap technique because I usually see the slap technique as a sort of embellishment when I use it in my playing. But I do love. I mean, I love Sly and the Family Stone.
Yeah.
As well. I heard the first like, thank you for letting me be myself. I mean, when you hear that slap, it just cuts through it really well. And Larry Grable, he was the one that came up with the sound. So he basically treated the bass guitar as like a drum kit. That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Bernard Edwards from Chic as well.
Okay. Very cool.
I've actually tried to, if you have listened to Everybody Dance, he does a certain technique that I've been trying so hard to perfect, where it's kind of a bit like it's what's known as chucking.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like going, don't know if you can hear, but it kind of, but using the back of my fingernail.
Okay, and that's how you're stroking.
That's how it's in, but
that's okay.
But that always wanted to try and get that perfected.
Well, you will get it perfected during the lockdown, girlfriend. Let me tell you, you're going to get it down. I have a feeling in my heart. Okay, so we're going to say that your favorite styles are funk and R&B. Okay. Let's see.
I do like rock music. Well, pleasure-wise, I absolutely adore listening to rock music.
What would be your favorite band? Rock band, sorry.
Oh, God. I knew this question was going to come. I don't like to say I have a favorite rock band because I love so many. Because when you think of rock, I mean, and also heavy metal, it ranges. No comment.
Okay, that's cool. She takes the fifth, everybody.
I definitely like all sorts of rock music. No, I can't give
That's
a favorite.
Okay. That's okay.
I listen to all sorts. I listen to all sorts of bands.
When we were talking earlier, you had told me that you kind of grew up listening to Motley Crue.
Yes, I did. But as time's gone on, I mean, I still listen to that, but I'm starting to listen to a broader form of styles now.
Sure.
Or I'm starting to look at more. I mean, when I'm not playing, I mean, I listen to stuff like Bjork.
Oh, I love Bjork.
And also recently looking at bands that there have been a couple of bands that I've really liked recently, and that would be the Nova Twins.
Okay.
They're a British band. I also like industrial metal bands, so recently I've been listening to Three Teeth, Combi Christ, and also going back to more the southern rock side, there's a band called Robert John and the Wreck.
Okay.
They're quite not many people have probably heard of them, but they sound really good.
I'll definitely. I'll definitely have to check them out after this.
Blackberry Smoke as well as another band I really like.
Very cool. So we'll definitely provide the links to all those bands in the comments so you guys can check out some of Keira's favorite music. Man, we have the questions there just coming in, girl. Question: How did you come to arrange Highway Star bass solo, transferring John Lord's Hammond solo to the bass? Oh, I love this question. She says she's got a really good ear.
Really a good question, actually, because well, again, it's something that I'm kind of working on trying to perfect. But when I got this thing, wrong pedal. Sorry, I got this Electro-Harmonix polyphonic octave generator.
Oh, that thing looks cool.
When I first plugged it in, I noticed that I got kind of like an organ-like sound coming out of it. The reason why I got it was just probably to add a few octave splits to my bass playing, but the fact that I was able to get a sort of tone effect that sounded similar to a sort of Hammond organ, I thought, I could do quite a bit with that. And with my dad giving a suggestion to us, why not you do some Deep Purple? And one of the things that would have been really good to do was Highway Star. Now, I have actually managed to do the John Lord's bass solo. What I do is I do a mixture of tapping and just playing at the top of the neck of the bass.
Uh-huh.
But it's all about getting the notes absolutely bang on, make sure they're all smooth, and especially since it's a fast piece. When I started it out, it was very difficult to get definition in the notes, and it's also trying to get the sound absolutely bang on as well and get it balanced when you're playing it live. I've had a few. There's been a couple of videos of me playing it, but either the bass doesn't really cut through the sound, or there was just it may have been because just the frequencies were just not going through with the through the phone. When anyone records on a phone, you're not going to get the best sound.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. So you have that really awesome pedal. Do you use pedals a lot when you play?
Well, actually, when I started out, I didn't really use effects pedals. I just went through the amp and just used the tone controls. But I'm starting to get really into effects pedals, and this has been the latest one that I bought, which is my micro synth pedal.
Ooh, fun.
I actually have another thing I was supposed to be working on this year. I'm doing, I was going to be doing a couple of shows with an electro band called Pretty Addicted, and the singer uses a lot of synth sounds in a music, and I thought might try and emulate them on an effects pedal. I do have a Boss GT6, but I was also looking at, okay, how the hell am I going to carry this to every gig?
Yeah.
So it's downsizing. So this thing's great at getting synths. The only downside of it is it just doesn't have a preset on it. So if I do have a sound that I really like, I can't save it, unfortunately. So I need to make sure that I'm well prepared on quickly changing the controls on it, so I get the sound that I want.
Sure. Wow, that's super cool. I've never seen one of those before, and I love synths. Okay, cool. Let's see, Keira. Previous to lockdown, Joan of Arc was playing Deep Purple's Highway Star. Oh wait, did we just answer this? Oh, we did. Okay. Thanks for answering the question. And yes, Bernard's bass intro of Everybody Dance is insane, very percussive. Love it too. The solo is really outstanding. Yeah, wow. I can't wait to hear what this big project is that you contributed to. It seems like it was really, really fun.
Well, I've had a few projects in line as well. Probably should have mentioned them earlier because not aside from Joan of Arc and Straight Shoot, I do the odd project here and there and some session work. So what I did have in the pipeline I was going to be playing with a band called Pretty Addicted.
Okay.
And I'm also doing a sort of a project called Seven Locks Rock, where I'm playing a kind of character. I mean, if you go onto my Instagram, you may see pictures of me in makeup with like with a cracked face. I'm basically in a 1920s flapper get-up with my fretless bass.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah.
Wait. So tell me. So this is a new project that you're doing on the side?
I can't really say much about it because it's still in production at the moment. But
okay.
The photos that I'm playing a character called Grinding Grace.
Oh my goodness!
Grinding Grace on bass.
Yeah, that sounds
so. Yeah. So I'm playing this 1920s flapper mannequin with one part of my face cracked. So it's like you can see all the cracks of liquid latex and prosthetics. And I'm playing bass. So there was, I think they wanted me to use, obviously they wanted a bass that fit the kind of vintage look. So they wanted me to use the fretless bass. So if you look on my Instagram, you scroll down, you'll see a couple of pictures of me. Or if you go to Seven Locks Rock, which is 7LOXROK on Instagram, you'll see a load of pictures as well.
Okay, awesome. And we'll definitely put that in the comments as well. So do you do your own makeup for this project?
No, that's this is the first time where someone's been let loose doing like proper kind of horror-like makeup on me.
How fun!
I mean, I know what it's like when someone puts makeup on. I've never been comfortable with people putting makeup on my face before, but this is kind of a totally different, since it's theatrical makeup.
Yeah.
You're like, nah.
Oh, I bet it's fun. It's like
terrible to take off though, with the liquid latex. When you're pulling it off your skin, it's just it hurts.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh my gosh, you have so much fun stuff going on. So Basically, since all this lockdown has started, you've just been really perfecting your technique, and you've been practicing, you've been giving lessons. Yes, you've had to put some things on hold, but it doesn't seem like it's really affecting you. Your energy seems still very like vibrant, and you seem, you have a very nice energy that's vibrating off of you, and I think that that's something that the whole world needs right now.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I didn't want to be one of, I mean, definitely, I bet there's a lot of musicians that have been deeply saddened and depressed by what's been going on. And they had quite an optimistic year ahead of them, and everything's just completely gone. I can clearly understand that. And it definitely affects people, probably the people who, do this as a living and rely on gigs, rely on music as their form of income. That is probably hit them the most. And actually, this brings me up to something that me and Joan of Arc, we got actual help from a guy called Rob Scal. Scal. Sorry if sorry if I haven't pronounced his surname right, but we've nominated him for an award, and because he did a fundraiser for musicians who either lost their entire income or had low income during the COVID-19 outbreak. And he's managed to raise quite a bit of money from it, and he's helped a lot of musicians.
Oh, how kind.
Yeah, I got to meet him and thanked him so much. I bought him a bottle of whiskey for his trouble.
That's a great gift.
Yeah. It was an absolutely, I thought it was really kind of him to do that for all those musicians. And also the Musicians Union has helped out people who, what they can do with all their gigs being postponed or cancelled because of this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hopefully, I mean, and it's all up in the air at the moment, but we're hoping maybe next year we can start gigging again. Or maybe at least the very back end of this year, if we can.
So do you have advice for musicians that might be struggling through this time to like stay motivated and keep their heads up and not get depressed and get into a funk?
I think, well, probably, I may not have a right or a wrong way of saying this, but if you can find an alternative for your music, like do like little small live gigs, do a live gig in your bedroom, or like if you have the ability to teach music, that's what I did. Or just make sure you're still here. Make sure people know that you're still fine and well, and we're going to get through this, and we will be back gigging, and that's what we did. I mean, we're lucky that we've managed. Me and Joan of Arc, we've been able to meet up and rehearse, and even though we're not being able to gig, and this is if you are a band and if you are able to rehearse, I would rehearse so you're ready to go out there, ready to gig, and you're not rusty as hell when you start. It's like you never left.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great answer. Let's see. We have Michael Reese here.
Nick, how you doing?
It says, are you looking forward to getting your hands on your new custom bass? Oh, please tell us about that.
Yeah. Yes, I am getting a custom-made bass for me by a guy called Les Godfrey. He's based in Canada. He's got his own page on Instagram called Godfrey Guitars, and he makes these absolutely amazing guitar and basses. And I think, last year he messaged me, and he said, if I could, what would be your dream bass, basically? And he was going to make me a guitar, and I thought at first, this is too good to be true, really too good to be true. This guy's going to make me a bass. Because usually if you want like a custom bass, you would go to someone.
Yeah.
And this guy asked me, I asked him, could you do this, that, and the other? And he's done it, and he's nearly done. And I'm really ecstatic with the results. It will be finished this year. I mean, he's got a couple of bits to sort out, but I've looked at the hardware. It's like an absolute work of art. It's based on a Gibson SG body.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, just go onto my Instagram page to find photos.
Okay.
And there's a couple of videos of him painting the bass as well.
And is it going to be white?
Yes. one color to stand out, and it's white.
Could you tell me about the strings that you like to use?
Yes, I use GHS strings. This is a pair that I've got, medium lights. I use round core bass boomers or super steels. Got a pair of super steels on my 62 jazz bass reissue.
Whoa, you have a 62 jazz bass? Is that what you showed?
It's not a full, no, it's a Japanese reissue.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like a proper 62 jazz bass.
No, but that's still really cool though.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. The super steels have been really good because I get a nice punchy, bright sound out of them, along with the DiMarzio pickups that I have on the jazz bass as well. It's just giving me a really good defining sound.
Yeah.
With more bottom end, I use the bass boomers on the precision bass on here, and I've got a set of bass boomers on my 5-string deluxe as well.
Nice, very cool. Did it take you? I mean, it's obviously taken you a while to figure out your favorite strings and what strings to play for what genre of music and which bass to play for what genre of music and everything, and what pedal to use. But it looks like you're getting it all down pretty good.
Well, I think I probably discovered GHS by accident because I was at NAMM. I was at Anaheim to go to NAMM, the NAMM music convention, and I was just kind of shopping around to see what brands there was. I mean, I originally used what was the best strings on the market, and I used to use stuff like Rotor Sound. But then I managed to get a try of these GHS strings, and I thought, oh, they're very good. They give me exactly what I want. And I got back to them, told them what I thought of them, and managed to get an endorsement with them.
Oh, that's awesome!
I've stayed very loyal to them to this day, and always mentioning the name.
Yeah, congratulations on that endorsement.
Yeah, because I really do like them. They've done. I mean, if I didn't like them, if there was something wrong with them, I would have let them know.
Oh, yeah.
It's important if you have an endorsement, don't just go for it because it's got a name on your belt. If you're not, you got to know if you really do like the product.
Exactly. Yeah, so I know you went to NAMM this year too, right? Because we had talked about meeting up, and we did not get to meet up, and I was so sad.
It was absolute hell because people asked, "Oh, are you around?" I'm at this performance, so that performance. I just never felt like I had time to do anything. It's like, oh, one thing captures my eye, and I have to do this, and then I never end up meeting anybody.
Yeah. How many times have you been to NAMM so far?
This would be my second time.
Okay, so what is it? How long is the trip from where you live to get to LA?
Oh God. On a plane, it's about a 12-hour journey.
Oh wow.
So the last time I went, I'm based in Yorkshire, so I had to take a separate flight from Leeds to London, which was just about under an hour. And then I had a full 10-hour flight from London to LA.
Wow. I don't think I've ever been on a plane that long.
My first journey to LA, that was a lot longer because I went from Leeds to Amsterdam and then to LA. And then on the way back, I had to stop off in Detroit. And
oh, wow.
I was in the middle of a bloody snowstorm as well. So my plane was delayed. So that just made the journey back home much longer.
Yeah, I'm sure. What's your favorite part about NAMM? This year was my first time ever going, and it was just kind of a mind-blowing experience because there was so many things to see, so many people to go watch. I mean, Bootsy Collins was there, like what's your favorite part?
Well, I probably didn't even scratch the surface from the second time I went, because it always seems to get bigger and bigger every time you go. Um, I think probably what I liked about it is just if I'm focused on what I'm wanting, I want to see what the brand is doing for that year. I went to Damartio as well, and my highlight for that is I'm building a partnership with them.
Awesome.
Not necessarily an official endorsement yet, but they've given me samples of their new pickup. They've given me samples of their pickups, so one of which is on my jazz bass there. And they said that they've got like a line of pickups that they wanted me to try. But obviously, due to the pandemic, at the moment, it's just been hell. Yeah. Because one of the other brands I've been interested in getting to know a bit more about was Electro Harmonics, because obviously with the POG and the micro synth that I've got here, I would really like to start using more of their stuff, because they got really good pedals. And I also had a look at Sandberg basses as well, and they've got a good collection of basses. And what I like about it is that they look like they're beaten and battered. Like they don't look pristine. I don't know what the exact name is for it, but when you look at some of the basses, it looks like there's chips out of it, but they play really well.
So did it kind of look like the black Rickenbacker that you turned white?
Not like that. I mean, playable, but there's just like little dents of wood out of it.
Oh, the Rickenbacker wasn't even playable when you got it.
Not. It wasn't playable at all when I got it. The hardware was rusted. It needed to get sorted out.
Oh, okay. Got you. So that's cool. I've never seen the Sandberg basses, but I'll definitely look them up and see what they got. Were you able to see any like cool performances while you were there?
I didn't really get the chance to this year round, because I was really focusing on networking, because my first trip to NAMM was probably more for fun.
Yeah.
I didn't have any endorsements at the time, so I was just like, okay, having a look around, and if there was something that was really interesting going on, like, oh, I'll check it out. But this year it was just like, oh, okay, we need to go to this, need to go to that. So I suppose I wouldn't say really stressful, but I just felt like I had no time for anything this year. But it's definitely a good experience.
Yes, for anybody that hasn't been to NAMM,
if you, I mean, there's so much to take in. I mean, like the moment it hits you, it's just like so many things. You're never gonna see every single booth. You're not gonna see it. So if you know what you like, go to that.
Yeah, it was a trip, man. It was a lot of fun, and I hope that next year, when you make it down, we're able to actually connect, because that'd be really cool to get together and hang out and just.
I'd love to go to NAMM. I definitely would love to go to NAMM again, but obviously with what's going on at the moment, we don't know what's happening for sure.
Yeah, no, 2022 or whenever things start coming back around.
Yeah.
I'm staying real positive now, okay? Man, we've been on here talking for about an hour. Oh wait, let me see if I'm caught up with everybody here.
If there's any more, if there's a couple more questions we can answer.
Let's see here. A lot. Oh, there are. Let's see. Given you play so much. Oh, how often do you change your strings?
I change them once every couple of months.
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't, although it depends on what you're after. I mean, if you're after really, if you had it like going for James Jameson, for example, I never change them.
Yeah.
But if you want a nice bright sound and doing the slap, obviously you have to change your strings quite frequently because they do play a big part in your tone.
Yes, yes. I was talking to Raul from Bass Musician Magazine, I think like last week, and we were kind of having the same conversation about strings, and he was like, some people boil their strings and some people never change their strings, and I was like, boil their strings? I was like, I've never heard of that technique before, but apparently, there's all kinds of things that people do with their strings. It's a very intimate thing if you think about it. Your strings are very much a part of your soul because you're putting all of your creation into those strings. So that was a great question. Let's see, alive or dead, who would Keira invite to Kenworthy Manor for an evening dinner party? This is a great question.
Is that Art Gonzalez by any
Yes,
chance?
it is.
Why am I not surprised? Yes. Art, good question. There may be quite a few people I'd like to invite dead or alive. Would love Prince to be invited. Frank Zappa. Well, else? Nikki Sixx. Lemmy. Be a great party. That. David Bowie as well. Most of them dead now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it's not really a manor either, so there'll probably not be enough room for it.
What would you serve them? What kind of what would be your the palate for the night?
Well, it'd be what we have, curry. I like curry very much.
What kind of curry?
I do a really. My dad does a really good Indian curry.
Like yellow or green or red or?
Are you thinking it's? Oh, he does Thai curry great as well. Indian, he does like he's done Buna, Madras, that kind of thing.
Yummy! I love to make
curry.
He
does his own kind of concoction himself, using cinnamon and coconut milk. I really like spicy food, basically. So
do I. So we will drop Keira's father's recipe for curry down in the comments in case you guys are interested, because I am. Okay.
Unfortunately, he's got it stuck in his head, so I don't know if I can get it on paper.
Oh, is he one of those that don't write down his recipes? Okay.
No, he just like put something in there.
I love it. Okay, well, whatever that manor is open for your dinner party, we are all invited, and Dad's making curry. Okay. Next question. Let's see. Sam Tucker. I use GHS contact core on 5-string. That is otherwise impossible to intonate. I find the B can be problematic on some basses with other strings.
Yes, I understand what he means by that. I've had contact core on my 5 strings before. They started out really good, but you're absolutely right with that. So that's why I decided to go back to the GHS bass boomers instead. Because of that problem.
Yeah. Cool. Sandberg basses are magnificent. Highly recommend them. This is my friend out of San Antonio, Texas. So apparently a lot of people know about Sandberg basses. Mike Reese says, hello, I will hook you up with Ellen O'Reilly, who is sponsored by Sandberg. Okay, well, he's going to hook you up.
That's great. Thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, Brian Oxford. My steel rounds every 1 to 2 months on my Rick, every 4 on my jazz. Oh, this is how often he changes his strings. Okay, cool. Diodarios every 2 years. Wow, Brian. All right. Boiling strings only works only one time, but it works. I've done it. That's crazy. Mike Kenworthy, there goes the family curry secret recipe. Well, apparently she's not giving it up yet, but we don't know, maybe. Let's see what happens.
That's Art again. Art Gonzalez, he's our tour, he's like a tour manager.
Cool.
He does show for a really good, He's does so much for Joan of Arc.
Looking at you, you look very, very young. How many tours have you done?
Well, I got a question. How old do you think I am?
22?
No, I'm 26.
Oh, well, you age very well. You are very beautiful.
I probably toured probably back in 2017.
Okay.
Like properly toured because I did touring with Cyteria, and also I did a UK tour with an Australian band called Tequila Mockingbird. But I did like the one-off gigs here and there when probably back going back 7 years ago. I did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is this big, huge festival that happens in Edinburgh. Got like also like plays, comedy, stand-up, everything.
Oh, fun.
And yeah, and I did a few function gigs, but I probably got regular gigs at the probably 3 to 4 years later. And now it's become a very regular thing that my whole year does get occupied with gigs.
Oh man, that is so much fun. That's so cool. That's very.
With my touring life, will go probably 4 or 5 years. I've been doing it now.
Nice. So do you spend a lot of time on the road with your dad too, touring with him, or is it mostly with Joan of Arc?
Well, it doesn't really work like that. He's usually driving us to gigs. Unless we were doing a gig together, fair enough. But if it's nearby, he just drives us to gigs. I usually travel myself to the nearest point where I'm meeting my band.
Yeah.
But he usually, if it's a local gig, he just drives us to the venue. I do pay for his pet.
Does anybody else have any more questions for Keira? We've been talking here for about an hour. It's been a lovely chat. I'm going to start wrapping stuff up unless you guys have some more questions. This has been so much fun. We've talked about her history. We've talked about her influences. We've talked about her dad being a huge influence in her life. We've talked about her endorsements, her basses, what she likes to play through, her strings. We've talked about NAMM 2020. We've talked about COVID, how it's affected her playing this year. If you guys are late to the show or just showing up, make sure that you go back and watch it. If you guys don't have time to watch the show, I will have the podcast uploaded later today, and you can find that on Spotify at The Sunshine Show. You can also find all my links, obviously, through my Facebook or on sunshinecantu.com. Keira, can you tell us what is the best way that, hold on, thanks for the lovely show. I have to leave. Okay, Adar, it was so nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. How can we support you? How can we, if people want to know more about you, what's the best way to look you up? All that good stuff.
Okay, so to get in touch with me, if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing, I've got a Facebook page, which all you need to do is like facebook.com Keira Kenworthy official. And I've got an Instagram page as well, same link, which is instagram.com Keira Kenworthy official. I've also got a Twitter account as well. If you look at the latest post about this session, I've got my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook links down below on the picture that I advertise my the Q&A session. Go on. Oh yes, I also have my own YouTube channel. So youtube.com. Hold on, I'll just have a look. YouTube.com /Keira Kenworthy. So all you need to do is just basically type my name and you'll find it.
How often do you normally post to your YouTube channel?
Well, the last one I did was last week. I mean, my YouTube isn't as regular because I have to take the time to do the videos.
Sure.
But I am in the works of probably doing a collaboration video with somebody within a week or so.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, but aside from that, all my other forms of social media get updated very quickly, probably within a day or two. So just keep a lookout. With the way of gigs, hopefully I'll get, once I've got my full schedule confirmed for next year, I'll start putting up gigs that I'm doing.
Okay. Perfect.
Probably I will be doing the gigs that I was supposed to be doing this year, and there's also was going to be a tour in Germany with Joan of Arc. Was going to be touring in Germany, and I was going to be doing a couple of shows in Germany with Pretty Addicted as well. But again, everything's been postponed. But I will update the gigs.
Yeah, we have a few last minute questions. First of all, Dar wishes your grandfather a quick recovery, and everybody sends their prayers out to him. We are wondering about your cats. What's the deal with your cats, Keira? One last minute question.
Samson and Goliath, they're called. They're what's known as they're called the Savannahs. So they're a cross between a domestic cat and an African wild cat called the serval.
Oh, cool.
I've had them for a few years, and they're just every single day. they make me smile because they end up doing something stupid.
Oh, just like my pig. I feel the same way about him. Yeah, I got a 200-pound. I got a 200-pound pig that thinks he's a 5-pound dog. It's crazy, and he likes to sleep with me at night. So it's been a whole situation. Are your cats big? Are they big cats or?
Savannahs are. If you get an early generation Savannah, they are quite big. They're supposed to get to the size of about a medium-sized dog, but mine are much smaller than that. Mine's of the later generation, so I would say lengthwise they're big, but they're no different than a large domestic cat, I think. One of them's quite beefy looking, which is Samson. He's my absolute baby.
Oh,
yeah. The other one, on the other hand, I mean, he's gorgeous, but he's an absolute knob.
I have my little tadpole. Come here. I have my. Let me see if I can get him for you. He's sleeping. My Mexican hairless. He has like a
hello.
hawk. His name is Tadpole Miles Thelonious Monk. And
wow, what a name.
And last night I just taught him how to, well, I didn't teach him how to howl. Obviously he can howl, but I was playing my ukulele somewhere over the rainbow, and I started howling, and he started howling with me. And so I'm gonna post a video later of him. And I swear he's in key. I mean, maybe I have my ears a little off, but I'm pretty sure he's changing keys with me with his howls. But that's super fun.
There is one thing my cat does do, which is really cute, is Samson sometimes comes in when I'm practicing, and he ends up getting his teeth and like picking at the strings of the bass.
Oh,
he ends up licking them, but he also tries to pull them, so he's trying to master a pop.
Yeah. Oh, that's super cute. Awesome. I love how even through, despair and uncertainty, we can still have our animals that bring us so much joy every day. And music obviously brings us all together. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I don't see any comments on here. If I missed any of your comments, you guys just leave them in the comment section, and Keira will get back to you as soon as she can. Man, thank you so much for taking an hour out of your time to speak with me today.
No problem. Thank you so much. It was an absolute honor.
Yeah, it means so much to me, and I'm gonna post all your links down in the comments, and let's just stay in touch, because maybe we can do something together. That'd be really fun.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. But again, thank you so much for this.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, everyone, for your comments down below, and just message me if there's anything you want to talk about. If you want to take lessons or anything, just let us know. And if you want to keep up to date, just again, Sunshine will share my links to you.
Yeah, so we love you guys. Everybody, just have love in your heart. This is not a time for hate, but a time for us to come together. Please, everybody, remember that. Love yourselves. Tell the ones around you that you love them. And until next time, we will see you. We'll see you then. See you later, Keira.
Bye.